Hi guys, and welcome to my review for Big Earth. Big Earth is a clever and original puzzle platformer with enjoyable puzzles that require thinking and precision. Unfortunately, the precision needed in some of the trickier puzzles don't match the physics, and it can become very frustrating. If they could fix the physics, then this would be a superior puzzle game with some great ideas. Join me as I go through the main talking points. Earth's resources have been depleted and mankind is struggling to survive. Dr. Karl's seed has invented a way to restore humanity's future, but a freak accident in his laboratory transforms Kyle into a smaller version of himself and scatters the vital seeds needed to regenerate life throughout the land. Kyle must recover the seeds, but his smaller stature means he will have to compete with nature and survive. Big Earth is a physics-based puzzle platformer with challenging puzzles. I've been really enjoying this game, but I've now come to a stage where my mental health is more important and I've had to stop. There are so many nice ideas in this game and I love the nature-based environments, but the physics, mainly the crate movement and placement, just needs an overhaul, and I will return when it is fixed. I'll just get straight into the main issue with the game, and that is the transportation and placement of the crates. You haven't known frustration until you have tried to place 2 crates on a mushroom. The crates defy all known laws of physics. They seem to have no weight to them and bounce around as if they are made of rubber. Some puzzles require you to jump onto mushrooms and place 2 crates on them to reach high ledges. The mushroom is slightly wider than 2 crates side to side, so it is a very tight squeeze. Getting 1 crate on is quite easy, but when you have to get 2 on there, it becomes a lot harder than it should and almost always ends up in a frustrating mess. Lifting crates uses energy, and because the physics are so weird, you often run out of energy messing around with them and you have to restart. Putting the block issue aside, the puzzles are quite clever and I love the way they are tied into nature, with lush environments thick with vegetation and geographical features that are used to solve puzzles. Bound across leaves, climb and descend rocks, plant mushrooms and plants to avoid traps and reach new heights, and even use creatures to aid you in your pursuit. Of course, being so small, Kyle has shot down the food chain and is ripe pickings for any predators lurking in the shadows. Kyle has a torch which can fend them away, but they will eat you if you can't bypass them. The puzzles are bound by 2 characteristics, in energy and seeds. You need energy to move things, and both energy and seeds to plant something. As you progress in the game, you will come across upgrades which will award you the ability to grow new plants. These vary in size, but the bigger the plant, the more energy and seeds it will require. In some puzzles, resources are tight, so you will need to judge what size plants you need to reach heights, and often you don't know what is ahead, so you may use all your resources only to find that more are required and you need to revise your plan. The level is easy to restart, but all your progress is lost and you will need to begin again. Levels can take 30 minutes plus, so it is annoying if physics-based anomalies cause death. Kyle can jump, double jump, sprint and dash, or a combination of all 4, if there are larger gaps to travel. Some gaps you will need to think about where you are going to place plants, as this can be the difference between making a large jump or not, and plants also lift you off the ground, where dangerous spikes and brambles can quickly deplete your health. Plants can only be placed where there is soil, so you are limited in where you can sow your seed, but it also acts as a hint in a way, as there aren't many random bits of soil around. On numerous occasions the double jump did not register, just when I needed it the most, and this happened a lot when carrying crates. As far as I was aware, there's no time limit when a second jump can be used, so I think there is an issue there somewhere. Dashes only propel you forwards, not backwards, so if you are jumping backwards, which you sometimes need to do whilst holding a crate to avoid carnage, the dash will send you against gravity and back the way you came. A bizarre issue which can be annoying, especially in tight areas or on mushrooms, is the simple act of turning around. Why is it so difficult to perform this? If you are facing one way and you start to travel the other way, Carl takes a while to face the right direction. It is a bit strange, but it can cause serious problems, especially if you are carrying a crate or want to dash in a certain direction. Planting the seeds can be problematic. There is an option to test where your seed will sprout before committing, which is useful, especially in dark or cramped areas, but the issues lie with the aiming mechanics. The same thumbstick is used for aiming and walking, and often I would walk off the mushrooms falling into spikes because I was trying to aim but it walked me instead. Some sort of anchor is needed to stop this happening or assign it to a different controller input. The aim is very loose also, and there is no trajectory beam showing you where it is going to land. I think this would be more useful than the test view. If a seed does not land in soil, it will either bounce off somewhere or stay put for you to collect and use again, but sometimes the seed disappeared altogether, making a restart necessary. The background graphics look photorealistic, and I wonder if that technique has been used, but often blurred to give depth and a three-dimensional feel. Carl looks and feels tiny compared to the undergrowth, and it works really well, immersing you in the surrounding. He moves gracefully and everything he does looks realistic. On rare occasions it can be confusing which plants are in play and which plants are background visuals, but it doesn't pose much of an issue. I love the inclusion of creatures, especially when you could interact with them to solve puzzles, and there is a mechanic where you can freeze time whilst watching them, which replenishes your health. It doesn't really work as a visual treat, but I appreciate the sentiment behind it. Nature can heal you in many ways. Perhaps some cutscenes in these instances would be welcomed. There are lots of ambient noises and natural sound effects giving the game a relaxing and peaceful ambience. It's a bit like watching a relaxing, well-being nature video, but performing puzzles as well. Big Earth is shaping up to be an excellent puzzle game with lots of original features and clever puzzles that will keep you entertained for hours. The game is very addictive and enjoyable, but there are some issues with physics that need to be addressed. I would still recommend the game, as it is so promising, and there are still a lot of features and puzzles that work well. Just be warned that currently, if you come across a crate puzzle, even though they are achievable, it may test your sanity. Okay, that's all for today. My next review will be for Overloop, an action puzzle platformer where you can clone yourself to solve puzzles while saving humanity from certain annihilation. If you're interested in that one, please click the notification bell, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks, and see you soon.